Hey, you. Yeah, you. Don't look behind you. There's a creep back there. No, I said don't look. That'll only encourage him. This creep loves speed. He loves more power, and he loves putting down fast lap times at the racetrack. Once you let him in, it's really hard to get rid of him. Of course I'm talking about scope creep, and we're gonna show you what happens when he gets his greasy hands on you. So hold on to your snapbacks and fire up your vapes while you still can. Literally, 12 people in the nation have died because of him. We gotta take action. We're going bumper to bumper on this Jager Racing Time Attack Subaru WRX
STI.
Saying thank you is easy. I say thank you all the time, and I don't even mean it. Anyone who's ever gotten a bad birthday gift from their aunt knows what I am talking about. But what isn't easy is staring directly into the lens of the camera, speaking to millions of people with the deepest sincerity and saying, "Thank you, NOS Energy Drink." I actually really mean it. Because without partners like
NOS Energy Drink,
we couldn't make shows like this. Thank you. Also, hi Aunt Gail, I love you and this very real sweater. Now, back to the show.
You all know the WRX STI. It is a very popular tuner car. They're pretty common on the streets, often lowered with a throaty exhaust, wheels, a few interior mods, maybe some easy engine bolt-ons. Most people are happy with that stuff. Mark Jager is not most people. This is Mark's STI, and both he and the car are prime examples of scope creep. Scope is the amount of work that needs to be done to finish a project, and sometimes the amount of work creeps off the rails and the project grows uncontrollably. Before you know it, what started as a casual hobby, hitting a local drag strip with friends and cruising back roads, turns into a full-scale assault on time attack events. If being a hardcore track rat was a contagious disease, you might say Mark caught an STI. We talked about time attack when we went bumper to bumper on the Spoon Civic Type R a little while back. Drivers go on track and try to throw down their absolute fastest times in only a handful of laps. Time attack cars are built mostly out of small tuner shops and people's garages. It's a personal endeavor and a labor of love more than anything. Given that and the format of time attack, it's pretty easy to see how scope creep crept in on Mark and his Subaru. Taking the corners at 10/10ths, shaving off tenths of seconds, always wanting to make his race car the best it can possibly be. It sounds like the perfect environment for harboring an STI. Like so many people do, he started out with his first daily driver, a 1991 Civic sedan. Soon, his need for more power led him to turbocharge the little commuter car world. He dropped a lot of dough making his old Civic fast and was trying not to let himself go too far off the rails with the STI. He did a couple light mods like intake, exhaust, and suspension, just basics, nothing crazy. But after several years, Mark's wife surprised him with a day at the race school located just down the road at Willow Springs Raceway. After that fateful day at the race school, he volunteered to help a group that organized local track events in exchange for track time. By the end of the year, he was a driving instructor himself and decided to enter his mostly stock car into the Global Time Attack Super Lap Battle, just to see how he'd do. Well, unfortunately, he did good and finished just off the podium, an impressive feat for someone with less than a year's worth of experience. It only added fuel to Mark's go fast fire. So in 2013, he ran straight into the flames of time attack competition with the help of some new racing friends. What was once Mark's mostly stock street car is now a vinyl-wrapped track weapon with few, if any, original parts left. Down low, it's got an aggressive composite front splitter, a flat bottom panel, rear diffuser, and a swan neck wing tuned for maximum downforce and cornering speed. The STI has come a long way from its first set of lowering springs, with practically everything underneath the car upgraded, from lighter subframes to feel suspension, double adjustable coilovers to better steering rack bushings and roll center correction kit. This WRX is dialed the in. All four corners are riding on insanely wide 18x11 Yokohama Advan racing wheels wrapped in 315 Hoosiers. Those are the same wheels that are on High Car. You can learn more about that on High Low. Mark even has dedicated infrared tire temperature sensors, so he can always know exactly what the weather is like in his wheel wells. Well, I'm guessing it's usually pretty hot and sticky, like myself. And when you look under the hood, you'll know, when paired with the downforce, this EJ was built for speed. And like its vape brethren, it should be illegal. The 2.5 liter four cylinder now puts out 801 horsepower and 660 works. That's a huge feat for a four-cylinder engine. It's 2.5 liters. You don't have that many cylinders or liters to even work with. We're talking 801 horsepower to all four wheels, which is easily 3 times the stock power that was rated at 300 at the friggin' crank. And it's not even its final form! To keep all the stinky bits inside where they belong, the engine had to bulk up, just like Christian Bale had to do to play your mom. A stronger IAG Performance closed deck block holds a K1 Technologies crankshaft with forged Wiseco connecting rods and 10-to-1 compression JE pistons. Upgraded cams and valve train components went into new ported cylinder heads. Multi-layer steel head gaskets seal this buff boxer up, and it's all held together with extra beefcake 14mm head studs. Does this even qualify as a Subaru engine anymore? Naturally, it's gonna have to pull down plenty of fuel to run that fire, so a 3.5 gallon per minute fuel pump supplies E85 to a set of 2150 cc injectors. For comparison, the stock STI injectors flow only around 500 cc's. Hashtag thirsty boys. This huge air filter keeps everything clear for the BORGWARNER EFR 8474 Turbo, which spools up quickly to boost Mark out of the corners ASAP rock. And a vibrant performance front mount intercooler pulls heat out of the air, while a thick AF radiator keeps engine temps within range. A dry sump maintains oil pressure under high lateral G's, and with those huge slabs of rubber under there, you better believe this STI rips through the corners. And sit tight while I rip into the driver's seat. None of this makes sense. You know what else doesn't make any sense? Why this new gray donut shirt is in the middle of this car. Remember when it was yellow? Now it's white. I like it better. I think you might too. Go to donutmedia.com to get yourself one. I know I'm gonna. My butt is currently deep in a Seatbelt race seat with a 6-point harness. The car went full race mode a couple years ago, so the interior is beyond stripped and caged. In front of me, there's a quick release steering wheel and an AEM digital dash perched behind it. An AEM ECU controls all the digital things on this time tech machine, and an AEM data logger keeps track of everything that happened. This big ass freaking sick ass shifter controls a 6-speed sequential transmission fitted with an ACT 6-putt clutch and a lightweight flywheel. The seating position feels like a freaking NASCAR. I've driven a NASCAR, so I'd know. All right, so this is the moment that I have been waiting for all afternoon. Are you dudes ready to hear what an 800 horsepower STI motor sounds like? Because I'm not sure that our sound guy is. Well, that was fun. A major goal was met when Mark posted the fastest lap time at the 2016 Global Time Attack Super Lap Battle and won the whole freaking thing. But the Jager racing team has never stopped pushing for more speed and quicker times. The STI is a constant work in progress, and this is only the latest of many iterations in its lifetime. On a scale of 1 to 10, the scope creep seems to have leveled off somewhere around like 24. I just want to sincerely thank Mark and his boys for coming out and letting us feature his car. Follow them on Instagram and all the socials. You can see the links down there. Also, as always, a huge thanks to Steph Papadakis for letting us shoot at his garage. It's really a treat and sort of surreal that we're friends now. I love you. We're gonna throw it over to James in the weather department and see what it's like in them wheel wells. Well, thank you, James. It's actually very, very hot because we got so much freaking aero. There's no ventilation, and it'll actually blow the tire up. Oh wow, that's very interesting, James. You aren't listening to me!